Trying to. Hey everyone, it is Eric with Rockin' HTV session number 39, and trying something new. Got my camera set up slightly different tonight, but tonight here we're going to learn something that I think will be of value to a lot of guys that are into 3D printing. I'm going to show you what I do at least to enhance my store, make it look great, and what you can do to make yours more attractive and hopefully get your products found better and make more sales. So all this work you're putting into your 3D items is passive income for you. So we will get cranking up here pretty quick. Gonna let the crowd gather in. You'll notice I'm slouching in my chair tonight, and that's because the way I have everything set up, it's what I had to do. So bear with me as we get everybody together. We have Alan in. Hi, Alan. Jimmy Myers has joined us. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. I saw somebody else here a little bit ago, and I'm sorry if my camera here bounces around a little. Oh, Donnie's here. Good deal. So we'll get fired up here shortly. We'll just let everyone gather up. I just checked the time, so we got a couple of minutes. A lot of tragedy in our country lately. We had Tom Petty die. For all of you Tom Petty fans, I watched a documentary on him. It was pretty good. Other than that, on his music. Yeah, good to see you too, Jimmy. Glad you're here. Hey guys, if you know some guys that are 3D super freaks or using it like I do, do not be afraid to share this video in your groups or a page or on your own profile if you have friends or somebody into 3D. I think they'll find value in this, especially if they're not doing much yet, because man, I love shapeways. It's not perfect, but dang, I'm here to tell you guys, there's no other place in the world that you can have pretty much a hands-free business if you want to get going on something, or just to exploit your own interests and then make passive income on the side. So lots and lots of things you can do. I think you're going to get a lot out of it, and your friends might too. So please share it if you know some folks that are interested in 3D. So we had Garrett in the house. Good to see you, Garrett. Yeah, I wore this shirt on purpose, Garrett. Makes me type faster. Makes me talk faster too, so. I wore this in one of my running events this summer. It was good fun. I think it was in in the second triathlon I did. That was kind of fun. So that's good. So I don't know, there's a small group of us here. I know Garrett's got a Shapeways store. Who else has a Shapeways store if you're watching? I know there's not very many of you, but love to know who else is selling stuff on Shapeways. So as you're getting that information together, I'm just grabbing a note here for myself so I don't forget something. And then we will get going. And there's Kent. He's also a Shapeways guy. We talked briefly a bit earlier about Shapeways and what he's got going on, some projects he's working on. And we have Dustin Montgomery going here. Good to see you, Dustin. There's another guy. You need to be doing some Shapeways stuff. He does a lot of cool things by hand, and Shapeways would make that passive income. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right. Well, we are closing in on 8:30, and we will fire up in just a few seconds. Alan, it is going very well. I hope it's going well for you too. I appreciate you being here and chiming in. I see you here quite often. And Dustin, he's here every now and again. And he's got some cool stuff he's been working on lately. So hi, Dustin. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. Hey, thanks for the love. Appreciate that. And if you see me looking all over the place, my camera's over here, so I gotta train myself to look this way instead of in the middle of the screen like I normally do. So it's just always something new to learn and get used to. So I've got my camera on its side now, and normally that'll only work if you start out with your camera on your side. So if you're doing a live video, you have it portrait and you turn it landscape, it's going to make your video everyone's gonna have to watch it like that. So you'll have to turn it on its side and start that way. Hi Matt, how are you? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Okay guys, it is 8:30, so we are going to get fired up. Hey everyone, it is Eric with Rockin' HTV, session number 39. Tonight we're going to learn how to set up our shapeways stores and create some passive income, get those items listed so people can find them, and buy your stuff, buy your cool designs, all the awesome stuff that many of you are making. So we are going to get going here in just real quick. Let me answer one more question. I did not, Matt. I will have to reshoot that video. I don't know where it went. I think I may have done that on Periscope when I was doing those videos. So I'll have to shoot another one here sometime soon. So, okay, I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see my computer screen. And just a little caveat here. If you want me to do a screencast of this video and be able to zoom in on things and highlight things, make sure you leave in the comments that you want that, okay? I'm probably not going to do it unless you ask for it. So if you want something of that detail, I'm glad to do it. But just know that I'm doing things that you guys ask for. And this is a video that came up, a request that came up some time ago that I'm just now getting to. And so this is for, I listen to you guys, so you are the people that drive the show. So make sure if there's something you want to see, you let me know, including a screencast of this particular video where you can see stuff in more explicit detail. Okay, so let's get your camera turned around here. Now, again, you could see my whole laptop screen. Unfortunately, you can't see it very well. There's going to be some things that just probably will not show up very well for you. So what you're going to want to do is go to your Shapeways store. If you don't have one, there are some tutorials on how to, they're not mine, but you can see exactly how to set up to open the store. And my only piece of advice when you open the store is once you pick your name, you can't change it, okay? So my Shapeways shop up here is Rockin' H, okay? Right there. I can't change that. That's the name of the shop. That's the way it will be forever until I either create a new one and close this one or whatever I choose to do. Okay. So to begin this process, after you've kind of initially got the bare bones, the skeleton of your store put together, which is essentially opening up the account. So you're going to sign in, go to my workshop, and actually I'm already getting ahead of myself. Click up here in the right hand corner and we're going to go to settings. Now you'll notice on my Shapeways store there's this photo of me. I'm going to show you how to put that in there. So you're going to go to your profile, and here is where you can get, this is your basic seller information over here. This is the tab we're on. You can mouse over this area and see how the photo icon comes up. You can put a photo there, and I recommend you do. I prefer to have a picture of me, and I recommend you put a picture of yourself because that makes you relatable. Okay, if you put a picture of a model or something like that, they don't get to know who you are, and oftentimes people will buy from the guy like me or someone else over just some random image or some image you even like, the logo even. They'll buy from you because you have a personal, you've made this personal when you have a photo of yourself and you look trustworthy there. Okay. Of course you have all your, you can hide your real name and all this other stuff if you want to. There's your username to log in and all those things. You can put your Twitter name in here if you want. Then you have an About Me section. I used up all my characters. Whoops, don't need that. I used up all my characters in that section, and then it's just like using Microsoft Word up here with all the with your toolbar up there. I'm going to ignore some of these things in here because they're not real important. Here's a few other privacy things you can select or not. You can fill in these things as you see fit there. Okay. And then there was one other thing that I want to make sure I showed you because it's really cool and useful. And I don't recall if it was in this part or what I'm going to show you next. Okay. So after we've done that, we went to the profile, we put our name, we put a photo in here, and that's going to show up in your store on the front page. Let's go to my workshop. Okay. Then you can see some of your models that you've recently uploaded, and then you have all of these choices over here on the right, or excuse me, on the left. You're going to go and click Shop Settings. Okay. Well, you know, actually, it looks like I'm kind of silly because it looks now like you can change your shop name. Back when I started this, you couldn't change your shop name. All right, well, so look what I learned. I did actually go through all this before we got together just so I knew what I was talking about. Here's another description that you can put in. You have your Twitter handle there. You can put in your Instagram handle. Facebook, obviously, YouTube channel, Pinterest if you're into Pinterest. And this next thing is a bit out of step for you, but it will make sense once we get there. Okay. Let me go out to my store real quick. And I'm going to show you, let me see, here we go. Let me just, there. Okay. See that photo right there? That's where you can change that over there in the settings underneath your photo, or underneath that one spot. These are what I'm talking about right here. All of these little folders of parts and stuff like that. Okay, see all those things? You can edit those names right here, or you can delete those. So I have this thing called 1/64 scale truck parts, and that had my old C60 in it. Well, I don't have the C60 anymore, so I'm going to delete that. And I just did. And you'll notice that these ones moved up one row. Okay? So you can go in here and change anything you want. And you can actually reorder them. So let's say you want to bundle up different projects together. So maybe you want grain bed parts near other grain beds, or maybe you want the Crustbuster grain drills up a little bit. You can just drag and drop those wherever you want them. And that is designed to make the buyer's experience better, okay? So all of this over here, we want our buyers to have a really cool experience so they buy stuff from us and they can find it easy. Okay, so that is under, that is over here under Shop Settings, and then your public, or excuse me, under Shop Settings. Okay? And it's also in my workshop, Shop Settings. Okay. Now, you also have an opportunity to put a banner right here. Okay? So you could put some sort of logo for branding, so your logo is consistent through Facebook and Pinterest and all of the places you live online. You can make your branding consistent, and I recommend, totally recommend you do that from your, Rockin' H on Facebook, has the same logo and artwork. Rockin' H on Twitter and Rockin' H on at Rockin' H TV on my YouTube channel. All of this is consistent. Highly recommend you do that. Here's how. So, one thing I learned, I had this logo made long ago, and I paid a little money to have that made. And it says right here, it has to be 1600 pixels by 350 pixels tall, no larger than 2 megabytes. This is explicit. I played with this earlier just to make sure everything was the way it was when I learned how to do this originally, and there's no wiggle room on this. It says approximately, but I couldn't get anything to work unless it was 1600 by 350. How did I do that? I use PicMonkey online, picmonkey.com right here, You can use, there's a free account on there. All I did was I went and found my logo. Here it is. Then I came down here to resize, and I guess I lied. It's 1603 by 350 pixels. I applied that, I exported it to my computer, and away we go. To get it on your, let me get rid of that, on your in your Shapeways account, just click the photo or the camera, and then just upload the photo just like you would on Facebook. It's really simple. Really not a trouble at all. It's not hard at all. Okay, so this is where you're going to change your banner. Totally recommend you do that. You need to do that. Okay, these are just some basic shop functions. You know, your photo up here. Let's go here so you can see your photo here, whatever that is. I recommend you put a photo of you so people know you and they can trust the person behind the brand. Then your artwork for your company, whatever that is. Totally recommend that. And I totally recommend doing these and some other things I'm going to show you in just a moment. Okay. Am I on the right track, guys, here? If there's something you want to see, make sure you ask me questions, okay? I want to make sure I get your questions answered. Now, we're going to go over here to models in my workshop. Maybe. There it is. It's thinking. You can actually upload a file anytime you want, okay? So let's go do that for fun. Come on, go. There it is. So you go and you select an STL file wherever you have one on your computer. And I'm going to go to Dropbox, Combine Trailers. So I'm going to load this Donahue trailer real quick, just the ramps. Okay, so you double click that or hit open. Then make sure your designer tells you, are you loading this in millimeters, inches, or meters? This designer designed it in inches, so that's what I'm selecting. You have the opportunity at upload to tell it what category you want this to show up in. I normally select miniatures. You can do that here or later. I'm actually going to do it later. Then you're going to select upload. Hey, and there's Carson. Carson is another guy that has a shop, and he does some great work. Go check out his stuff. Garrett's in the house. He's got a great shop. He and I actually team up on some models now and again, and it's good stuff. Okay. Once your file is uploaded, it'll actually take you to a page where you can edit it straight away. I navigated away from that probably too soon for you, but what I really want to do is go and edit this particular model for you. Okay, so once your model is in, or your design, your STL file is up here in my models section where I'm mousing over here, you can see the model. It'll show up over here on the right, and my screen is, I zoomed in so you could see things better. It's going to tell you the dimensions and all this stuff. It'll have a name right there and the basic dimensions of everything that's going on inside. You'll see the different things that are available here. It'll tell you initially if it'll print or not with some automated stuff. But all of this isn't where you want to go. This just shows you in face value what your product is. We're actually going to hit this button and called Create Product. We want to sell this item. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to offer this for sale to others. We're also going to display to the public. You have the option if you want to, if you don't want to sell it, but you want people to see it and give you feedback, you can just display it only if you choose to. Okay, so there you go. Now this generic name here, we're going to change this to two-axle single combine trailer. Okay? And actually I'm doing this wrong. I always like to capitalize each word. Okay? Then, whoops, tab too often. Then you have the opportunity to give a description, and if I'd have been thinking, I'd have wrote all this ahead of time and copied it and pasted so you could see it, but I'll just type up something real quick. Single combine trailer for your model farm in 1/64 scale. Folding ramps are sold separately. Let me see here. We're going to add something right here. We're going to say folding outriggers add a great dimension of detail. Okay? So you'll want to elaborate your descriptions much better than I did, but since I didn't have anything canned for you, I just chose to do something quick. Alright, now you have, you can select where this thing's going to live, kind of put a category in it. I usually go for the category of, and it just depends on what it is you're building here. I go to miniatures and I go to vehicles. That's the first one I go ahead and choose. And then I'm actually going to set this there. Now you can see the full screen. The next thing after you choose a category is going to ask you what scale it is. Definitely do all these things, okay? Because this is a complaint many guys have about shapeways is they can't find anything. If you're not doing this work right now, people will not be able to find your stuff. You're gonna miss sales, and these are passive sales. These aren't things you have to go out and work real hard to do. They're looking for it. They want to buy it. Make it easy for them. So, scale is 1/64. Type, it's a trailer. Choose the era. I'm gonna go 2000 and newer. Country is the United States. Here's another thing. You have to do this right here. These are your tags. So when somebody is searching for your stuff, make sure you tag this thing so the search engine can find it, okay? Make it as easy for the search engine to find your stuff as possible. Okay, so we're going to say combine trailer. I always put DCP in there, you never know what, and then Erdl. I'm going to put SpecCast in there. You never know what people are searching for. Tandem. Trailer, folding ramps. You are free to put in about as many tags as you want, okay? And again, the goal is to make this easy to find. Okay, I'm going to put this in a shop section. Easy for me to say. I got to go find my shop section. I put the section of combine trailers, so I have more than one style in there, so that's where it's at. This is not intended for mature audiences, I don't think. You can add variants. I'm not sure what this is because there's only one size here. It's just 1/64. Then you can add materials. Okay, you can add as many materials as your item will print in. I'm going to make this in black, strong, and flexible. And I'm also going to go down here in frosted ultra detail, and then white, strong, and flexible if somebody wants to paint it another color other than black. But I mean, if you do, well, anyways, so I have 3 materials there people can choose from to buy this thing. Okay. Now you'll see the prices. Whoops, golly. After you've selected those materials, you'll have a chance to price each item. You'll notice here's what it costs in each one of these here. 25 in white, strong, and flexible. 24, almost 25. Almost 26 in black. And frosted ultra detail is 45. Okay. So what you have to do is just basically write over these numbers. And I'm going to go 39, well, maybe. Sorry about this, the dadgum thing is 39.99. And then I'm going to do $1 more, $40.99. And I did not do the math on this one ahead of time. I don't know why, but I didn't. So we're just going to add 15 to that and make it, what's that, 60.87. Okay. So here we go. So here's my markup fee on each one of these items. This is about 40% up markup on all of these. Pretty close. There. And then obviously, I forget what this one's going to be less by percent. Okay, so here you got your chance to price it. Now you can have an opportunity to choose an image of the item. Now you'll notice on some of my stuff, let's just go here. You'll notice some of my items have photos on there. Well, that's to me is just smart, because now you have an opportunity to show the world what it looks like when it's done. Okay? So that was one of them I did a long time ago. Holy smokes, I did that one forever ago. Let's go over here and just take a look at this MA20 quick. So here's a photo. Here's some photos of those. I don't know why that one's upside down, but it is. I don't have a photo of that one, which is ridiculous, but anyway. So you get the idea. Well, the way to do photos is like this. And then I'm going to step back real briefly here. You can change the orientation that your model sets in. Okay, so you see how that's turning on the different axes? The Z-axis is where this sits flat the way I want it to, and this is the way it's going to show up on the front page. Okay, so this is the render. You can choose right here how that item shows up on the front page if you don't have a photo for it. Okay. Okay, but we're going to put some photos in here. Okay, so you can choose images of your own design, and they got to be 625 by 465 pixels. You actually have quite a bit of wiggle room in here, but here's how I do photos. All right, I go back to PicMonkey. I'm going to open up a new file from my computer. I'm going to go to my desktop where I have a couple saved. Oh, shoot. So let's just use this one. I'm going to show you how to resize it. Again, just go to the resizing tool. I'm going to type in 465. And so it's 465 by 272. That'll actually, in all honesty, give you a pretty decent photo. If you can get closer to these dimensions right here, it's better. Okay. And let me just show you one photo. I resized a couple earlier tonight. Here's one I resized already. And you can see it's resized to 625 to 406. Okay? What you'll do is you'll export that, and then you can upload it to Shapeways. So now I have a couple of images, and so you know, so you're not confused, these are the wrong images. I do not have a copy of the trailer that I'm actually wanting to. This trailer is not this trailer, but I don't have one yet to show you. So here they are. Now we can move them up in order so they show up in the exact order we want them to. And then you can actually tell your viewers, your buyers, what. So if you have a photo of one black one in here, you can say, well, that's, well, multiple options shown. All right, looks like that's my only choice. I don't know why, but sometimes they'll give you more options. And then you can put a caption. And black, strong, and flexible. And if you don't know what to write in some of these spots, go out and look for other stores and see who's doing what. Chances are, I've only seen a couple of guys that do a really good job of all of these things I'm talking about here. You know, the tagging, putting photos in there, and all these other things. Very few guys actually do that. So you may have to go look at someone that's selling jewelry or a hot, model car or train or something like that to learn how people are doing what they do. Okay. And then finally, and I've done this on some of my videos or some of my items, but not all of them. You can actually post a YouTube video here. So you could go, actually, I screwed up here. I'm going to go to www.rockinhtv.com, and I'm going to put an H in there. Maybe it'll come up today. So let's say I have an assembly video of this particular model that I'm wanting to sell, or maybe you shoot a video, just a neat video of your model on a layout or something to give people a flavor of what it looks like and how it's going to work. You can do all that by simply copying and pasting video in there, and then guess what? So we can actually do that here. We're going to go. You can go to your share settings, grab this URL right here on YouTube, and then you can paste it here. Ta-da! Look at that. And then it's going to show up on your item. Okay, so that is basic. You're going to hit save and save your changes. And you're basically done with the formalities of showing off your product. If this is a new product that you're putting up, you can actually post this to anybody that's following you on Shapeways. So what'll happen is they're going to get an email, or excuse me, I forget if they get an email or something, but they're going to get notified that you've just posted something and you're telling them about it. Okay, so that is going to happen. Now, we can go out and view this product. This item will not show up in your Shapeways store automatically. It does take a little bit of time for their servers to catch up to what you did and then show it in your store. So it may take an hour, 30 minutes or something, or longer, depending on the volume of things going on at Shapeways. Oh, and I already did that. So now we're going to go out and view the product. And ta-da. So in Black, Strong, and Flexible, here our buyers can choose what they want to purchase this in. See? Look at that. There's white, Black, Strong, blah, blah, blah. There's our 2-axle single combine title, made by Rockin' H. They can buy it now, blah, blah, blah. Here's some photos of the variants. We've got some dimensions. And here's our description, and guess what? Look at that. There's our video showing the world our cool stuff. Ta-da! That's it, guys. So if you want to make bank on your, or at least, what the world? If you want to make more money on your Shapeways store, these are things you got to do. And especially where some of us are producing the same thing. So I'm producing a combine trailer, well, this combine trailer, for example. Mock Farms and I teamed up and built this, had this designed, and we both have it in our stores for the same price. So, you know, when you're in that environment where you're selling the exact same thing, you want to make yours show up and look hopefully nicer, more attractive to the buyers than the guy that's selling the same thing. I mean, it's no different than what Walmart does or anybody else. So that is what this is what we're after. And I really want you to get more sales and, you know, let the world see the awesome stuff and buy the awesome stuff you're making. So that was the reason for all of this. Okay, guys, now it's time for Q&A. Is there anything that I left off that you want to know that could be useful to you? Again, I will make this one pitch. If you want a video that is not basically off the cuff, me just talking randomly, picking out things, if you want something a bit more professional, I'm more than happy to screencast a video that will zoom in, highlight, and be very, very explicit on the things that you need to do to make this work better, okay? So I'll leave you with that. If there's any questions, now is a great time to type those out, because I'm going to let you go if I don't hear from you. We had a number of people join in and come and go, so thank you for that. Since I don't hear from anybody, what I'm going to do is just ask you, if you watch this later, after the show, leave your comments in the comments section. That'll be great. I'll be happy to answer them. Also, if you know people in the 3D world that need some help or some encouragement on to make their stores better, easier to use, and their stuff easier to find, make sure you leave that in the comments, okay? So that'll be great. And Garrett says, the fifth wheel combine trailer has the ramps included along with all the folding out riggers. So there, that's good to know for me. And yeah, okay. If I missed a detail, make sure you leave that in the comments as well. And guys, thank you for tuning in. Share away all this information, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you next week on Rockin' HTV. Good night.